It's Raiders Hate Week, Chiefs Kingdom, and I need to hear everybody in the chat because listen, we know the week, we know it's coming, and we know it's time to beat down on some Raiders butt. So here's what we're going to do. I want everybody who is watching this video right now to spam FLV in the chat. I want to see it littered with FLVs. I need 1,000. If we get 1,000, I guarantee you Chiefs are going to smack the Raiders this weekend in Las Vegas. Today's show, we're going to look at this Chiefs versus Raiders matchup, give you the Chiefs' keys to victory on how they can come out with a win from a tough loss this past week versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Plus, I'm going to give you my score prediction for the Chiefs versus the Raiders. Let's get rolling here on the Chiefs Report. Happy you chose to spend some time with us. My name is Jace Andrews, and boy, oh boy, I'm excited, and you should be too, because listen, this is a rivalry week. This is the time where it's time to get pumped, and I'm going to tell you why pretty much everybody on the Chiefs knows exactly what this game means. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs are favored by 9 points on the road, over-under sitting at about 44.5. And I told you, this game is a rivalry, and it's not just one amongst fans. It's not just one amongst players and coaches. It's just the feel, the vibe. It almost feels like a college rivalry, which I'm going to say that because Patrick Mahomes even said that. He had this to say on the Netflix quarterback series this year, saying, Raiders Week is the one rivalry in this league that I feel is like a college rivalry. You have that little bit of hatred toward the team, and you can feel the energy. It's just different. Well, I'm telling you what, it is just different, and I just want to go in and get a win. Listen, I'm going to say this. Coming off a loss, I'm expecting an absolute monstrous game from Patrick Mahomes because he's upset. Travis Kelce, that was probably one of the most upsets I've seen him be in really the entirety of his career. His post-game press conference, you could tell he was just frustrated to no end. And here's the thing. Mahomes against the Raiders, well, let's just say he knows how to own them. 112.5 on the QBR, over 3,000 yards. The touchdown to interception ratio in 10 games is absolutely absurd. He's almost averaging 3 touchdowns a game, plus the 9-1 record. Yeah, that's pretty good, and it also sparked some of the biggest moments of last year. And you know it, you love it. Patrick Mahomes, Max Crosby. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Now, if you're confused at what I'm talking about, well, there was, let's just say, a little bit of a scuffle last year, a little bit of a scuffle between these two teams. And, well, Patrick Mahomes got into it. And honestly, Crosby and Mahomes, I would expect them to be right back at their chins this week. They're going to be going at it all week long and all Sunday long. Max Crosby, 18 tackles, 12 assists, 4 sacks, and 37 sack yards against the Chiefs in the 8 career games he has played against them. He's got a good stat line against the Chiefs because I think just like Patrick, he treats this like a college rivalry. He knows that there's just a different feel, a different vibe, and ultimately, it's just, I hate to say it, but it's a rivalry like unother in the NFL at this current time because, listen, there's some big rivalries, but a lot of them just don't compare to the way the Chiefs and the Raiders play. Who you got in this game? I want you to type KC if you got the Chiefs, and if you have the Raiders, then type LV. I don't want to see any LVs. If you're putting an LV in the chat, you're at the wrong channel, bud. Type those KCs all day because, boy, oh boy, I want the Chiefs to win, and the more KCs we get, well, the more chance the Chiefs will have to win. Let's go right into the keys to victory here with the first one being get the offense rolling. Now, how exactly does that mean? What exactly does that mean? Well, it means that you have to kind of see what's happening with this Kansas City Chiefs offense. You need to make sure that it goes early because the second half has not been kind. Now, this year, the Chiefs offense has, well, I'm not going to say subpar, but it's not been good. Now, their ranks, a little better than that. 255.2 on the points, on the passing yards per game, 110.2 on the rushing yards per game, and 22.5 on the points per game. That is 14th, 15th, and then 6th. The rushing yards are not the greatest, but you kind of make up with the passing yards. Points per game has dropped, though. They were 12th, and it was 13th. Now they are 14th. And the problem is, well, they have had 0 second half points in the last 3 games. That's not good. In fact, they have the least amount of points in the last 4 weeks because it's 0. The next closest is 9. Somebody at least has a touchdown. Chiefs don't, which is kind of wild when you think about it. But the problem on top of it is the Raiders' defense has been good in the second half. They've only allowed 15 points in the last 3 games in their second halves. Now, granted, they've played the Jets, the Giants, but the last one, well, that was the Dolphins. So you kind of have to look at this and think, I don't really like how that matchup sits. Now, do I think the Chiefs are better than the Raiders? Do I think their offense will overcome this deficit and hopefully score some points in the second half? I think they will. The second key to victory is to keep the defense stout. Keep a stout defense. Now, this is where it's really key because honestly, the Chiefs' defense has been the reason that the Chiefs have been staying in games. It is really tough to pick against the Chiefs' defense on any sort of category. So, with that being said, I want you to go to Prize Picks right now and get some entries in on the less on all those Raiders players. Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and they are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Check it out at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Like I said, I'm going the less. I have been a more guy this entire season, but I quite frankly just don't trust this offense anymore. You know what I do trust? The defense. I've got Josh Jacobs on the less on rushing yards. I've got Devontae Adams on the less on receiving yards. Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, whoever's on him, it'll probably be L'Jarius most of the time. I believe they're going to shut him down. Now, you do got to pick another player besides Les and besides one Raider. So I'm going to go Travis Kelce on a passing, rushing, receiving touchdown. He's going to get one in the game, got one this past week. And when it's against an AFC West team, Travis Kelce just does a little bit more. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season has been the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Plus, if you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday, where each Tuesday Prize Picks will discount a select player's projection up to 25% to provide more value. Again, quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types, or it makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Shout out Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. The Chiefs' defense and why I'm betting on them so much? Well, here's what I'm saying. 4th in yards allowed per game. 4th in passing yards allowed per game. 18th in rushing yards per game. Okay, that's not exactly the greatest. So watch that Josh Jacobs one, but I think this line could be getting better each week. And then 3rd in points per game. And those 4 guys that you see on the left there, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, and L'Jarius Sneed, well, they are the big reason why this Chiefs team has been absolutely exceptional on the defensive front. I think the funniest thing about this is the Chiefs' defense was not supposed to be good. You probably remember from early in the season where, I got to be honest, I'm going to say it flat out. I was trashing this defense. I was saying that without Chris Jones, you're not a top 25 defense. Without Chris Jones, you may be one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Well, Chris Jones missed 1 game. And what did the Chiefs do? They held the Lions to just 21 points. That's pretty dang good if you ask me. Well, then on top of that, the Chiefs defense with Chris Jones has been the best in the NFL, and you can quote me on that. Now, the rushing yards have been tough. Josh Jacobs is one that you're going to have to watch. 200 carries, 661 yards, 5 touchdowns, and the 3.3 average is a little scary. Overall, this guy is one to be reckoned with, and against the Chiefs, again, rivalries can create some emotions, and honestly, it can create some big stat games for whoever really feeds into those emotions more. I'm betting on the Chiefs defense, and I think they can do it, but does that mean they will win? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see if this offense goes. So we've had the Eagles game. The Chiefs have actually lost 2 of their last 3. I want you to rate your confidence in a Chiefs win this Sunday on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think? I want you to put a number in the comments below. Rate your confidence in a Chiefs win on Sunday. All right, here's the other key to victory. Short week blunders. Jace, what are you talking about, short week blunders? Well, we actually got some stats, and I will admit this one came from our Raiders host, and I decided to put it on here because it's something to note. The Raiders are 3-17 against the Chiefs in the past 20 games. Every Raiders win, all three of them, they came on a short week. Well, it's not exactly a short week, but Chiefs did play on Monday, so that takes away a day of practice. It's a short week. One of those three wins did come off the Monday from the Chiefs going into a Sunday against the Raiders. Listen, I don't want to say it, but it's the few times the Raiders have won. And in Las Vegas, though, I like the Chiefs a little better for whatever reason. Arrowhead has not been great with the Chiefs and Raiders. The fourth one is very obvious. In fact, it should be blatantly obvious. Catch the ball. I'm tired of saying this because it's just painful. Every single week, I have to come in here and say, catch the ball, which if you're a wide receiver, that should be simple. Yet it's not. The Chiefs have 26 drops, and it's the most in the NFL. 3 more than the Bengals and Lions, who are tied for second. Rams with 21, Cowboys with 19. This Chiefs wide receiver core just can't put their mind together that just catching the ball. Marquez Valdes-Scantling is a body catcher, so whenever it hits his hands, he drops it. It's just infuriating, and I would love to go into Las Vegas. And it's, Thanksgiving weekend. Just do me a favor and don't give me a headache this week. Catch the ball. Okay, I'm going to give you my score prediction for the Chiefs versus the Raiders, but before I give you mine, I don't want to give any sneak peeks, little hints. I want you to put your score prediction in the comments right now. So here, before I show you mine, predict the score. Chiefs, Raiders, Sunday rivalry game, 3:25 in Las Vegas. What say you on the score? I've got the Chiefs winning 27-14. Listen, this defense is going to be stout, and the Raiders' offense has not been good. And you cannot tell me that Aiden O'Connell is a formidable quarterback in the NFL. He should not be playing. The fact that he is starting is kind of just showing the product the NFL has been putting out this year. And the Chiefs' offense, I think they'll get going. This Raiders' defense has been pretty good, but I think 21 points in the first half, and they get a couple field goals in the second half. I can't put too much points in the second half, but I think they'll get 2 field goals. That's the hope. Rivalry week, happy times. Hopefully the Chiefs will get a win. Make sure you join us for our live watch party this Sunday. We'll be live around 2:30 Central Time. We make sure you join us, and we'll join you. We appreciate you watching. As always, Chiefs Kingdom, hit that subscribe button, and peace out.